So,
You cut out there.
oh, sorry. It just goes to show that blue team fight is actually really weak right now. And it's proving to the red team that they feel that they can actually win these team fights if they fight it right. So that is one thing they're going to do. Granted, they did initiate that team fight under their own inhibitor turret, but still, you got to give props to the red team.
Was very good. Was a very good exchange there. It doesn't look like actually. I didn't see Graves kind of in that initial fight though, so that might have been a big difference.
He was split pushing top, and he kept coming around the side just to kind of scare them and then go back to push top. Or bot, sorry, not top. He's split pushing bottom.
But blue team is still taking control of all of the map objectives. That's yet another dragon for them, just extending the gold lead even more. It is a 12k gold lead. But as we saw, that doesn't really matter right now. With that damage, Renek is actually getting pretty scary. He does have his Maw now, and he has picked up a Phage. So he's going to be able to stick the targets very well with that Phage and red buff.
Yeah, and it looks like he's going to end up going for a Frozen Mallet to just make sure that the target he's going for can't run away.
And he definitely, look for him to just jump onto Graves just as quick as he can. And it looks like they're going to come up here, and I guess they're not going to backdoor the tower, even though they could easily do it.
Yeah, one of the negative things about this blue team right now is that you already see Urgot with the Frozen Heart, so that does hurt the Gangplank and the Graves. And you're also going to see a future Randuin's, and once the Maokai actually can get a Randuin's, Red Team's teamfight is actually going to be really strong since the melee champions, Gangplank and Graves, or the AD champions, Gangplank and Graves, aren't going to be really able to auto-attack as much.
They need to throw a ward over that wall. If they threw a ward over that wall right now, Urgot could easily, and they do, they actually do throw the ward over the wall. If they would have thrown that earlier, Urgot would have been able to get a nice swap on the Graves, and that would have been an insta-dead Graves.
Yeah, and Urgot actually is kind of scared to
swap. Singe is going to go aggressive, and looks like, yes, Renekton is going to immediately jump onto Graves, and he just takes no damage from Graves. He's just going to insta-burst him. And Graves is actually getting very low, and it looks like Tarek will die under the tower. Singe might be the next to die. There's the swap on the Graves under the tower. Graves is exhausted. He's going to do no damage. And looks like Singe barely surviving, as Renekton is going to try and clean up the kills. Does manage to land Dark Binding onto the GP, but GP is going to eat his oranges and be okay. And it looks like up top we see Sion going up against Urgot. Urgot does not have that much mana, though. Does manage to land the charge, but the shield is up. And he's not going to be able to pick that up. But another good exchange for them.
Yeah, and this is great for the red team. They're not making these exchanges where they're trading. They're making these exchanges where they're going, no deaths on their team. So right there, they got 2 kills. And right now, the Singe is pushing the inhibitor.
Oh, man, but Renekton is going to pick up this kill. Does manage, yes, and he will pick up that kill so quickly.
So there you go. You go 3-0 again. I mean, that is just really bad for the blue team. And, you do see the red team pinging.
Oh, can he pick up his kill onto Sion? No, onto GP. I mean, no, he will not be able to.
Yeah, and so you do see red team actually gonna probably back and then try to rush this Baron. They do have a Soraka. They do have a Renekton. I don't know how much damage they can actually do to it. And actually, Graves just came up, so they're probably going to back off on this Baron attempt.
Urgot definitely needs to go back. He has no mana to do anything else, and Sion does have Moon Boots 5. Sion probably could have caught him right there.
Yeah, and it looks like blue team is going to do a counter Baron, since they know Urgot has to back.
And Soraka actually going back at a horrible time right now. Don't agree with this, and yeah, she will cancel that out. And the wards are being cleared at Baron, so now they know that the Baron is a threat. And this Baron fight will probably decide the game.
No, it's not going to happen because Sion is actually going to go back right now.
Well, this next Baron fight will definitely decide the game.
Yeah, and actually one scary thing right now on the blue team is that Sion has his Lichbane and he also has a Void Staff. He's going to be pumping out a lot of burst damage.
Renekton now has his Giant Spell. He was so hard to kill before, but now he's going to be like nearly impossible.
Yeah.
As when he jumped onto that Graves just literally did no damage, and it looks like there's the ultimate, there's the Shurelya's. They wanted to initiate this, and it looks like they are going to go for Renekton, but Renekton is not the target they want to go for, and Urgot is actually going to do a nice swap on Graves, keeping him suppressed for that fight, and Renekton is just going to keep jumping on. There's the Zhonya's from Morgana, keeping her alive, and it looks like Graves is going to go down as everybody is trying to take down Morgana for the red team. As GP tries to chase him, it looks like Sion will pick up a kill on the Urgot, and Renekton is running around trying to figure out who to go for it, but Morgana is also going to go down, and so that team fight did not go in the way they wanted it to.
Yeah, and I don't know if this Renekton is actually going to be able to run away from a Boots 5 Sion and a Singe, so...
Looks like he wants to try and dash over the wall. There's the slow from Singe. Can he manage to get away from this? And no, looks like he is going to get stunned. There's the shield going out, and yeah, it looks like he tried to pick up the
Actually,
kill on GP, but no, he did not.
yeah, and that's gonna be a Baron for the blue team. I don't see any way they can't get this Baron.
That was very unfortunate. It was a pretty hectic fight. Morgana
Yeah,
did
the
not
main
manage to land her ulti onto the Graves, so Graves actually dashed out, and so that was really unfortunate. Definitely
also
needed that.
the main problem for the red team was that Morgana was the first to die. You never want your Morgana to die. And actually, the blue team is really low right now, and Morgana might be able to pick up a kill.
Can
Or sorry, the
Soraka?
Soraka might be able to pick up a kill,
They
but
do stop the Baron, and they can easily do it themselves. And yes, it looks like they're going to start it up and try and finish this out, as Maokai can do this without losing too much health with Soraka there. It looks like
but
Sion wants to try and get in there and do something, and they're trying to get the burst onto the Soraka. Soraka taking lots of damage, and Graves is now there, but they do, Baron did die. Oh, and blue team picks it up.
yeah, it was close. Maokai should have exploded his his ulti and smite at the same time to secure that he did as much damage as possible on that Baron, but it ended up not working.
I don't think they should have tried to have done it, you know, maybe like that. I think they could have waited just a bit longer. There was no real threat of anybody coming in and doing it, you know. They had no real threat of anybody like trying to contest it. If they would have just waited a bit and waited for a team. So maybe getting a little over zealous there and not thinking it through, definitely probably costing that Baron. And Morgana, as we see, Morgana also goes down. Blue team has the Baron
This
buff.
can actually be 2 inhibs right now, so
So blue team showing that I mean, red team still showing that they still had the will to fight, but blue team just coming back, taking that another Baron buff. And,
yeah, and blue team can easily get 2 inhibs if they really wanted to, but it looks like they're just going to be satisfied with getting this 1 inhib and backing up, so.
Sin's just not satisfied, and he will go and whack
Yes.
this tower for himself. And yeah, he's gonna take that. There's really nothing. And they
He's
get the,
just so tanky.
and yeah, they do take it. But can they go aggressive on this? Can Urgot get a good swap? Learn somebody in, and he does swap the Graves, and they do manage to take down Graves. Soraka actually picks up the kill. The reaction getting very low, and he's gonna die to Tarek. The supports picking up kills of themselves, showing that they're in this fight. And now it looks like this could be like the final push, as members of the red team just keep falling one after another. But Morgana is coming back into this fight. Can she hit a Dark Binding on someone, a key person? Does hit one onto GP, but GP's just going to eat his oranges. And
Say it's K.
and say it's okay. Singed out. I thought Singed out his Rylai's is that slow was like really big.
Yeah, and one of the negative things right now is that Sion is flanking the red team from behind, so you're going to see a lot of burst damage from him coming out, and it's probably going to be a 3-0 exchange in the favor of blue team.
And there's the Morgana ulti. Only hitting one person, and it's not going to do that much.
Yeah, and that's been the story of this game. There have been very few good Morgana ultis. A lot of the times Morgana has used her ulti and only binded one person with it. And I'm not talking about the stun, but the chain has only hit one person. So she just hasn't been using good positioning to get those ultis down. And I think that's really been the downfall for the red team.
That's definitely going to be GG. Probably going to see a surrender vote here in a second, as they could easily finish this game right now. And wow, Sion just blows up waves. Even turret minions, siege minions, just can't withstand the power of Sion. Here we go. Boom. Just so much gold there.
Yeah, this is going to be the GG. And, you know, like I said, I really felt this game lied in the hands of Morgana, and she just really didn't capitalize on how well she can initiate a team fight. She didn't even go with the fast Zonias. She actually did start with a Rod of Ages before her Zonias, and I think that hampered a lot of the fighting she could have done, because a Morgana with a Zonias really early is really scary, since you can't burst her down, and that stun is most likely going to force you to disengage, which means the other team gets free reigns to hit you while you have to run away. So, and Morgana really didn't capitalize on anything this game. She had a couple bad ultimates. I mean, she had good ones too, but I felt red team could have actually came back and won if Morgana landed just a better ultimates.
That Baron fight really actually probably decided the game entirely at the end there, though. If they would have gotten that Baron buff, the game would have been in red team's favor completely.
Yeah. It just, you know, a little unlucky. Maokai didn't explode his ulti when he should have. But, you know, sometimes things just don't work out your way.
Still a great game from both teams. Red team almost making the comeback.
Yeah, and
And that would have
you
been
know,
so awesome if they made that
it,
comeback.
it was. It was a great game, though. I'm kind of glad we never really gave up on the casting the whole time. We did a great job. Pat myself on the back right there on video. Because it was a good game, and it just shows that games can almost always be come back from.
Well, all right.